preview of the year, just know that everything we tell you we're probably not correct about.
Cheesy, not in a good way.
SpongeBob, big guys, no pants, square pants.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
pants okay. Will the Mandalorian and Grogu save Star Wars? Yes or no?
Hell no.
Hello and welcome to the Film Angle, a podcast where we dive deep into the latest releases and unearth the classics to better our cinephilic curiosity. I'm Alex.
I'm Kris.
And today we got a slightly different episode for you guys. Way back last year, actually probably around this time last year, we had our first ever box office draft, and we're going to bring you the results today. And then we're also going to just preview a couple of the films coming out this year that we're a little bit excited for. And keep it loosey-goosey and see where it goes. But how have you been, Kris?
I've been good. I'm not sure how much better I'm going to be after listening to this box office draft because I tuned out about halfway through doing the draft because I knew it was going bad for me.
Do you know what it was? And I have an updated from January the 6th, but we're going to update it together today.
Yeah.
But you Avatar.
I know the blue people, the ash people, Varan, they might save me today. How have you been, Alex?
I've been all good. I've been what have I been doing? Not much. I have been catching up on a little bit of Twin Peaks, which obviously you'll be very happy to know about because you've been pushing me to watch that for a long time.
Dutiful friend you are. Dutiful friend.
I know. I'm loving it. I don't know if we've mentioned it at all in the podcast. We might have mentioned something about me catching up with it, but I'm gearing up towards the end of season 2 now, so I will be I'll be watching Fire Walk with Me, the movie. Twin Peaks, the movie.
Which I got Alex for his birthday. Not to say that I bought you something. I'm just saying I just got it for your birthday. It seems like something to touch on. So he has no choice but to watch it. Do you?
Exactly. And the last film you bought me was Porco Rosso, so
which has already been. I've already seen in the charity shop down your way.
You can find out what I thought about Porco Rosso if you go back a couple of episodes, guys. But you've been watching anything, Kris?
I've been catching up on a lot of stuff from 2025 that I was really slow at catching up on. A lot of streaming releases, a lot of cinema releases that kind of crossed over or things that I was interested in. I caught up with Netflix films like Jay Kelly, a Baumbach film, which I was sort of I've mixed on the film itself, but really strong on Clooney in that film. I think I really like him in this sort of successful yet terrible dad mode. I think there's a film that we quite like called The Descendants, an Alexander Payne film, which is very similar. And I really like it when Clooney really taps into these roles. And he's just so charismatic, isn't he? Even if a film's not really matching his energy, he is definitely charismatic enough to kind of take you over the line. And that's what I found with that movie. Yeah, so there was loads of things like that. Let me start with the bad ones, I guess. Just really, really quickly on this mini segment.
You just want to talk about bad things.
Yeah, you know what? Because we have to end on a high. I watched The Life of Chuck. I know you've seen it too.
This seems like a film consider it bad.
Yeah. It feels like a sort of film that I would have watched before you, so I'm surprised that you got around to it first. Yeah. Corny, cheesy, not in a good way. This has kind of got the similar tone to Mamma Mia movies. Or no, actually more like The Greatest Showman, where it's cheesy, but people like it. And I'm not one of those people. You know what I mean? It's just it's hard as somewhere, but it's so overt and knocking you over the head. It's kind of like going to a cheesy Sunday service for a religion you don't believe in. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of how I felt watching it, and where I just was looking at the door waiting for the time that the service ended.
I get it. I get it. It's yeah, because it's like a film of 3 acts, and each one is quite different from the last.
It's a
And
reverse
yeah,
order story.
if you struggle, and a reverse order story, and a film that, like, this isn't the film's fault because the film's its own thing, but it was very much advertised as this was a Tom Hiddleston film, and he's barely in it. He's in it for like 20 minutes, I would say.
When I saw the
But yeah,
trailer, I thought this
I
was a
struggled
musical.
with this one.
I thought it was going to be a
Did
musical.
you?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a pretty extended dancing scene. That's very interesting. If it was a musical, though.
It was one of those things where it's like I saw the trailer scrolling on my phone like half a year ago, but didn't have the sound on, and all I saw was Tom Hiddleston dancing. So I was like, "Oh, this looks like a corny musical. Maybe I'll check up on that later." And it's something. It's something anyway. But
this doesn't bode well for our preview of the year. Just know that everything we tell you, we're probably not correct about because we try not to spoil ourselves on films.
Yeah, like I've definitely tried to. I don't know. I speak to myself here, Alex, but I know you if you're really excited for something, you'll probably drop on a trailer pretty quickly. By virtue of just going to the cinema a lot, I guess we just see trailers a lot anyway, regardless if you want to or not. And we're very early and very like good at being early to go see movies. So yeah, like if it's online, if it's like an Avengers movie, like I've only seen one of the short trailers for the new one this year coming out, and I have no interest to like pick up these other little snippet nugget trailers.
Save it, Chris, for when we're properly previewing 2026.
Anyway, I'm not going to go through all the movies. I also saw the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, as a long.
And it's on the box office draft as well.
Yeah. Boy, was I naive to think that this. I was like, this is like the first SpongeBob movie in a while that's had a theatrical release. So I was thinking, maybe they've got some juice in the tank. Maybe there's something secret about this one that we don't know. I watched it.
Ice Spice.
Have you heard the song? Have you heard the SpongeBob song? Yeah.
SpongeBob, big guys, no pants, or square pants.
Okay. Yeah.
Pants okay.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Which is like it's just the credits song. It's fine. It's not like a big presence in the movie, although she does play a character in the movie. Yeah, it's like the most sugar induced vying for your attention movie I've ever seen. It's so scared to slow down that you're just like you're kind of catching up with the chuckle that you just had 10 seconds ago, and you find yourself like forcing yourself to kind of go along with the ride and like chuckle with it. There's some butt jokes with Patrick, which is like an easy win for me, but yeah, gone are the days of season 1 to 3 in the first movie. Yeah, I'm like you with the superhero movies. I'm in the pocket. They got me. I gotta watch. I gotta see what happens to my little yellow guy.
What's kind of a bigger loser energy? Is it being into the SpongeBob films, or is it being into superhero films?
You got jokes now. And there was that one SpongeBob movie where there was the crossover where he became a superhero. So I guess that makes me the ultimate loser, right? I said it, not you.
You said it.
Yeah. So that wasn't amazing. But then we had movies like I saw The Ballad of Wallace Island, and
yes,
it was like rainy, stormy night at home, and Lauren and I stuck it on TV, and Lauren said it was like one of the best things she's seen in like a long time, and I was like, yeah, this is really sweet. What a heartwarming little film.
Funny, sweet, intertwines music into its story. It's got that kind of like very British like charm about it at the same time. It's a cozy film.
Which I imagine, like, the reason I'm not going into plots right now is because we'd be here all day. But if you haven't heard of this film, definitely look it up. If you like British twee, but not so much that it's like saccharine. It's like it does a really good job of like keeping that under the hood and like not letting it seep above the surface and become false, and it doesn't feel disingenuous. It feels like just a sweet movie, really well written, like laugh a minute sort of stuff. I feel like Tim Key is the driving force of all the all the humor, and I guess he wrote his own dialogue for this movie. And
Well, it was
not
him and the guy who plays your main musician.
yeah,
They
but I
they
imagine
they've
he
been a
probably wrote his
duo.
own.
They've been a writing duo for a while, I believe.
Well, this was originally a short film from I think
Yes.
2007. I think it was originally. So it goes back a long time. So it was obviously something that they were sitting with for a really long time, and we're like, this just needs to be a movie. And it turned out to be justified. So if anybody has the January, February blues, I would definitely urge them just to stick this on, because it's like it's the movie equivalent of like a bowl of hot soup. It's really, really it's a lovely film.
What kind of soup?
Oh, what's a good soup? I mean, like the classic one when you're ill is like a chicken noodle soup or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like a good stew. This is like a good beefy stew. You know?
Nice.
What were you thinking? What kind of soup were you?
Ooh, well, yeah, I would go chicken noodle. That's a nice soup. Or maybe like
Yeah.
a tomato soup with cheese toasty.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like a good cream of soup. You know, like a cream of carrot and coriander, or
or
something
like
like
cream
that.
of chicken, cream of coriander.
Yeah, like cream. Sorry, yeah, cream of carrot. You know, like
Oh, carrot. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was like cream of coriander. I was like,
no, you get like
weird.
carrot and coriander, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
or like a butternut squash, maybe. Yeah, we're in that realm of
We're in that realm.
of liquids. Yeah, no, that's a couple of things. I think the thing that really, I guess, the movie I really liked the most, Alex, that I caught up with, it's between two. I really like Train Dreams, which I'm going to leave that for now, because that's going to be probably a topic over the next couple of weeks as we ramp up to
Yes.
Oscar season.
That will
But
be on
I
our
watched-
Oscars episode. It did get nominated for Best Picture,
It did.
along with
I think
F1.
Yeah. Which I watched today, actually.
Did you? Oh, okay.
I didn't like it.
It's I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I don't think it's very deserving of a spot on the list, but I thought it was fine. 3 stars from me.
Yeah.
Again,
I think
we'll
I'm
probably
just
go
sort of
into this, but yeah, give me your like initial. Why didn't you like it?
I thought anything to do with character, anything to do with characterization of anybody in this movie was dull, uninspired. And I really actually didn't like Brad Pitt's performance that much. I kind of thought that he was laid back to the point of like inverted horizontal. Like I didn't really get much charisma from him that I usually get from a laid back Brad Pitt performance. And I also thought it takes a while for his character to kind of like justify any of his actions or kind of go anywhere interesting. And it kind of feels a bit tacked on in the end. I just like anytime anybody talks to anybody in this film, it feels kind of like you're watching a Tomb Raider cutscene. It's like everybody talks like you're playing a Forza Horizon game. You know, it's like it's very broad, but I get it. It's supposed to be a crowd pleaser film, but it's so broad that I just switched off whenever people weren't on the racetrack. It kind of undermined Kaczynski's direction, like on the racetrack, where it was kind of interesting, but I wasn't invested enough in like the character struggles or how simplistic the character struggles were that it didn't really like give me a punch at all. So I was kind of just like mildly entertained by a film that definitely shouldn't be a Best Picture nominee. But you know, I can understand why people would enjoy this. It's a Friday night movie, if ever there was one, you know.
It's like it's fun enough. It's got enough spectacle in it, but yeah. Let's get into F1 when we have to rank our Oscar nominees, and we'll see how far down the list it is. But yeah, go. What did you like? You were between Train Dreams and something else, right? In terms of
so
like,
the very
best
last
thing you've been
one,
watching recently.
The last one I'll mention briefly is the one I had like no expectations for, kind of like just above Life of Chuck expectations, and that was the Channing Tatum movie Roofman.
Oh yes.
Like I was holding fire on this for ages because I kind of already set up in my head that I know what this movie is. This is going to be a 3-star movie where it's going to be easy to follow, okay, but I'll forget about it next week. This is a really enjoyable film and carried by like a really great charismatic performance from Channing Tatum, who's like a really lovable sort of, you know, he's a lovable con artist. This is based on the true story of a guy who in America went roof to roof in McDonald's and stole money and he waited in the McDonald's restaurant overnight and would wait for the
Wait,
staff to come in.
are you sure you mean McDonald's?
Yeah, McDonald's, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Toys R Us.
Well, this comes later. So he would cut a hole in the roof in at nighttime in the early hours of the morning and sneak in, hide in McDonald's till the morning, wait till the staff come in, and he was famous for being very polite to the staff. He would ask them very kindly if they could go to the fridge and stay in the fridge, and he would offer his own coat. He was like, this is even on the news reports, so people remember him like offering him like warmth while they were in there. And he would rob the place, and he went restaurant to restaurant, state to state, and he got away with it for a long time until he went to prison, got caught, escaped prison, and then hid out in a Toys R Us for months on end, where he lived this double life, where he fell in love with one of the women that worked there. In this case, it's Kirsten Dunst who plays that woman, and yeah, it becomes this real sort of like time is ticking movie. I'm living this double life. I'm a sweet person, but like I have to go to jail at some point, and there's a lot of tension, and it's like it balances drama with comedy really well, and it's a good time, and I think he's really good in this movie, really underrated. Yeah, I would urge you to catch up with it, Alex. I was really pleasantly surprised.
I do really want to, and for anybody who hasn't listened from the start or don't know about Kris and I's connection, but we met working in Toys R Us together. That's how we first met. And I remember messaging you when the trailer came out, and I was like, they seem to have gotten the detail really well on the Toys R Us like back office. And it's funny because obviously we were working in Plymouth, we weren't working in America, but like clearly they have a very standardized look and feel to their dreary corporate backroom staff rooms, but they got the detail down right.
I think like Toys R Us was like booming in like the 70s 80s, and whenever it hit its like apex in the 80s, they just went to the Europe and they were just like, let's replicate what we got in America. There's thousands of stores do it now, and they never updated them. So what we were left was like this really kind of, looking back in a romantic way, the stores were like, our store was like, I love this beige nightmare of that it was.
It was in a terrible part of Plymouth as well. You feared for your life whenever you walked outside.
In a brutalist concrete building. Yeah.
It was I do romanticize that time, mainly because I met you, Kris.
But it was fun. There was times, obviously, like retail's shitty.
My time.
But...
Oh, retail. The job itself was awful, but like there was a good team of people working there, and I feel like we had fun where we could. Does Jeffrey turn up in Roofman?
No, but like what you're thinking about, like the aesthetic of how you remembered work, it's definitely full front display here. Like you're gonna be like, because this movie was was co-produced by Toys R Us. This movie,
weird. They didn't have enough money to keep us open, but now they're producing movies. Ridiculous.
Yeah, now they've started their own movie company, entertainment company.
Ridiculous.
So that's probably why the details are so spot on. Very self-aware, oddly, for a big corporation like that.
I don't like
idea.
This. You're turning me off the film.
Yeah, well, forget about that. The movie's a lot of fun. So there's a handful of other stuff I could bring up, but like, yeah, those are like a little spotlight on my January, which has been pretty good. I like catching up on some 2025 movies, and I don't feel as out of the loop anymore, which is
nice. I feel like I wasn't prepared to do like a catch up. Let me. I'm gonna see if there's anything
share.
I'm just looking at my letterbox. I have watched a couple of like Netflix documentaries which were all right. I finished Wuthering Heights, so I did watch the 1939 version, which wasn't very good.
Is that their first time doing that? Or did they do a silent film version?
I think they did a silent version, and then this was like the first talkie, but it's still 1939, so it's pretty on. Oh, I did watch Die, My Love, the Lynn Ramsey film with Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence. Though probably I should put Jennifer Lawrence first. She's kind of the driving force of this film. That was really interesting. I still like I don't even know how to talk about it. It's just like very much puts you in somebody's kind of mind space, and just is very generous with kind of their time. Yeah, very, very strong performance from everybody involved. Yeah, just kind of leaves you thinking and feeling a lot of things. Very visceral, very much an actor's film in a way, like very performative. But yeah, very interesting, very interesting.
Guess with
I
like
urge you to catch up with it.
I definitely will. I'm a big fan of Lynn Ramsey. And I think if you're doing a Lynn Ramsey film and you're acting in it, like you gotta like turn up, haven't you? She's not somebody who kind of like half-heartedly goes into a project. Hence why she makes one like every 7-8 years.
Yeah, it's been quite a gap, I believe.
Yeah,
So, and I should probably go back and watch You Were Never. It was You Were Never Really Here, wasn't it?
love that movie.
Because I didn't love it on first watch, but I think that was my first Lynn Ramsey film, so I probably wasn't like prepared for the kind of
It's a
pace
heavy
and
movie as well.
and how her movies go. But I did catch up recently with Morven Caller.
Well, yeah, great.
I bloody loved that film. I thought that was fantastic. So, yeah, I think there's a couple of others I still need to catch up on. I really want to catch up with Ratcatcher. I think that was one of her first films.
Yeah, that's right.
Or like her first feature film. So, yeah,
She
I
was
need to
going
catch up with
to
that.
because I think the gap. I don't know if it was before or after You Were Never Really Here, but she was going to do that Western Jane Got a Gun that
I
starred
think that was prior. And that was supposed to
prior.
have Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence in, right?
It was starring Natalie Portman, and,
Oh,
and
was
it
it?
still did because it ended up getting made. But she quit halfway through production because like
Yes.
they were giving her no leeway creatively.
Yeah.
So she was just like, "Well, I guess I'm not making the movie I want to make, so I'm walking away." So and then ended up being a terrible movie apparently. So
That makes
as
sense.
these
That
things
makes
go.
sense. Yeah, 2015. I can't remember when You Were Never Really Here came out. I feel like it was towards the end of
Like
that.
2017.
Mm.
Yeah, that ballpark. Cool.
There you go. There we go. Brief catch up for everybody there as to what we've been catching up with in our spare time.
We watch
So
things outside of the subject matter of the podcast.
yes,
Yeah.
and actually not having the greatest films of all time list has allowed us to like just be a little bit more freeing with what we actually catch up with each week. But we will start a new series soon. But we are enjoying just catching up with a few things that we want to watch, not that we're forced to watch.
Alex, can I tease what the future holds in like
You
a song?
can. Yeah, you can. I feel like we have teased it like for years, said we should do this afterwards, but go ahead.
We're quizzing our audience, aren't we? Vroom vroom.
Very very fast.
We are doing the Herbie movies. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Herbie movies. That's right. Neither Fast nor Furious.
Exactly.
Shall we move in to the box office draft?
Let's do it. Let's get this over with.
Let's get this over with. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen, though for audio viewers, we'll talk you through it as well. But I just thought we've got an option to do this, so let's give it a go. All right, I'm now sharing my screen. I'm on Box Office Mojo, but here is
confirm. Yeah, I see it.
Here is our box office draft. This was last updated very, very early January, and we are now at the end of January. And you can see either side. In terms of we're going for like whose picks made the most amount of money. And I am currently on 3,143,724,000. Anyway, whatever. And Chris is on
nice work if you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And Chris is on 2,936,404,000. Blah blah blah.
Holy shit, that's close.
We are now going to update it in real time to find out where we are. So a lot of these films have finished their runs, but not all of them. I'm looking at Avatar: Fire and Ash. I'm looking at Wicked for Good. These kind of films have a little bit of staying power, especially in December. We'll see how it goes. So Chris has got to hope basically that Avatar is going to do everything. I'm going to save Avatar for the end.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That like, if for audio listeners, like we've got all the figures up here, and like it's just a hyperlink that Alex has for Avatar: Fire and Ash, but it coincidentally is the only one that's blurry.
Yes, yeah. I don't understand why. Don't question the formatting of the spreadsheet, Chris. Okay. So studio. We'll start with Universal. And I picked Wicked for Good, and you picked Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm just now going to go check the box office for Wicked for Good. So bear with me here. So worldwide.
You got the pro version of IMDb?
No, I think it's just by IMDb Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
surprised.
So updating that. Oh, I don't know why it did that. Let's All right, so that's now 526 million. So it has gone up a little bit. Jurassic World Rebirth. Very good pick, Jurassic World Rebirth. Always always a solid film.
Cynical pick, right?
800.
I think it's the best way to be. But it's crazy. I mean, like, how many people have you talked to in your daily life has been, oh man, Jurassic World Rebirth, and it's like scraping nearly a billion. It's crazy.
I don't really know anybody who's seen it, to be honest with you. And you and I haven't seen it. It's like one of those films I'm like, I should catch up with that, but I don't.
It's like after the last one, it's just the wind is out of the sails, right?
100%. All right, I'm going to skip Disney because I think Avatar is going to be the thing that might clinch it for you if you do win. So we're going to go straight to Warner Brothers, where we were just talking about it. F1 versus Superman, and F1's in the lead at the moment by 15 million. Oh, and just so everybody knows, in the Universal round, Kris won. Jurassic World got 869 million in box office, and Wicked for Good got 526 million. So you win out of that studio, but it doesn't mean you win overall. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So at the moment, F1 631 million and Superman 616. We're just gonna double check if they've gone up at all. 601 842. Okay, it's gone up by a tiny bit. F1 in the hundreds of thousands area.
Oh, it's like another 200,000. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna do Superman. All right, Superman. I don't know. I don't think this has had any re-releases or anything. So 616,823. So also gone up a very small amount. But that does mean that in terms of Warner Brothers, I had the better pick there by going for F1. Which would you have expected that early on, Kris?
You know what? I kind of it's interesting because Superman is an older superhero that appeals to an older audience that I think nowadays. But F1 also, I actually kind of expected F1 to do better. I think maybe, was it a case of like, I think I did get first pick on Superman because you had more inside know-how on F1 quite early into the game, way before me. And I remember you saying that, like, oh, this is one to keep an eye on.
I think for a minute I thought it was going to make like, I mean, and to be fair, I think Apple and Warner Brothers, because it's like a co-produced thing there. I think it was gangbusters in terms of what they were hoping for. I thought it might be like one of those surprise hits that makes like $1 billion. It hasn't done that, but I think they'll be very happy with 631 million and now an Oscar nominations.
They probably wanted it to be another Top Gun Maverick in the back of their minds, but like, it's not a Top Gun Maverick, is it?
No. On to Sony. I've just been updating that whilst we've been chatting there. I picked 28 Years Later. This is last year's 28 Years Later. Yeah. And you picked Karate Kid Legends. It was pretty slim pickings for Sony this year, wasn't it?
Yeah. I've
won the round. So 151 million for 28 Years Later and 117 million for Karate Kid Legends.
Look, that's one I'm glad to lose, considering that like Karate Kid Legends is a multi-generational franchise that is also tied towards a hit TV show like Cobra Kai, and is a U or a PG rated film, yet a 15 rated horror film that is so specific. You could beat it is actually just made me really happy, so I'll take the loss on that one.
Take the loss. You might have to take the loss here as well. So on the next one, Paramount, I picked Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
I think this was a first
movie. Yeah. Search for SquarePants. However, Search for SquarePants is still in the midst of its run, so who knows? But
right for first time listeners. I don't want people thinking that I thought that SpongeBob was going to make more money than the Final Reckoning. This was a first come, first serve basis.
Yes. We randomized each studio. You lost the bet. And again, I guess Paramount was pretty slim pickings. 598 million for Mission Impossible and 153 million so far for the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants.
Paramount, slim
think
pickings, yeah.
surprising. Do you think they'll be happy with that with the Mission Impossible numbers? I think they were probably hoping for more, right?
I guess like part one was kind of like was indicative of what was to come a little bit.
Yeah, part one was a dud for numbers, but I always thought it was down to the fact that they positioned it just before Barbenheimer. It lost out on a lot of the big screens because of that. Yeah, I think they were hoping for more. I don't know. Anyway, I don't really know numbers. And also I don't really care. Which we should probably say we're one and done with the box office draft. We are not interested enough in the box office of films. I'm sorry, guys, you've come this far, but it's fun doing it this way around.
I care about the things that I care about things like Sinners or movies like that do really well, and like and they
just
pave
want
the
movies to
pathway
do well.
for like filmmakers that we like to keep on making the things that they like,
Definitely.
But you're right, we're not like a box office podcast, like you get those movie podcasts, like they don't talk about films, they just talk about what's the big release that week, and I don't think it's a numbers game, and we're not really interested in that, but we like a bit of competition.
We should move on to our sabotage picks. So these were the picks that the budget had to be over $100 million, and we thought they were going to flop. So therefore, we gave them to each other to, obviously it adds to the increase, but hopefully doesn't add too much. So Kris gave me Snow White, which as you can see here was $205 million at the box office. And then Kris gave me Mickey 17, which I've just typed in Milky 17.
Or Milky 17.
Don't type Milky 17 into your browser skills. Thankfully,
surprisingly, there's
on
10 different films called Milky. Yeah,
$3 million. So, all right, so there we go, 133. So it's not closed it much, these updates. So Kris, I gave you the better sabotage, didn't I? Because it only made 133 million. And you gave me the worst sabotage film because it made 205 million, but still not good considering it's a Disney live action remake.
I know you mean this is like, I thought Snow White was probably, I think you were thinking the same way I would, where it's like a film that would have opened, because Disney have been putting a lot of their live action films onto Disney Plus, if not instantly, like very quickly after release. And ever since, like, they've struggled to really get back in theaters after COVID, and like Buzz Lightyear was like a film that played for like a week and then got taken away, and so, and there wasn't a lot of excitement for Snow White, which is crazy. Like, if this was 2015, like when the first live action Cinderella was released, it would have like sold like gangbusters, but the tides really turned on what people think of those sort of movies now. But yeah, it's a hard one to guess.
It's a hard one to guess. All right, it's all up to date. I've just updated Lilo and Stitch, so we're on the Disney round where I have Lilo and Stitch and Kris has Avatar, Fire and Ash. Now, Lilo and Stitch, one of the bigger films of the year, $1,038 million. Okay, yeah. And then Avatar, as of January the 6th, so this hasn't been updated yet, is $1,087 million. So it is making more than Lilo and Stitch.
And I know people are still going back to Avatar. Yeah,
exactly. So,
but I don't know if it's 300 million.
Yeah, how much? All right, how much do you need it to add on?
I need like 270, I think here.
Wait, it'll be equals this minus this. You need
okay.
So you need it to be 1 billion, like 200 and 300 million. We're not mathematicians, guys.
This is gonna be tight. I think you're gonna get this, but it is gonna be tight.
Okay, are you ready to check in on it?
Lilo and Stitch just suddenly gained an extra billion.
Worldwide, 1,378 million. Is it enough? We're gonna copy and paste it in. Is it enough? Are you ready?
Holy shit.
Kris has won the box office draft by just over $100 million, which sounds like a lot, but actually in the world of film, probably not that much. In the end, my total was $3,152 million, and Kris's total was £3,268 million. Well done, Kris. Fair play. You thought
one movie
you'd have it with
saved me.
Avatar. I know, and with a December release, I thought maybe you're being a bit crazy with that. Like, how much is it going to make in a month? But there you go.
I think like listening to a lot of people who like that film and myself included, like I went to see that movie twice. It is a film that people are going to see 3 times in the cinema. Who are really big fans of it, and they're kind of like keeping it going. No, it's true.
It's
Though. People
so long.
It's so long, but people who love Pandora, and like I'm going to include myself in that group of category. Like people love just going back to those movies, and like they know they're not going to get another chance to see it in that premium format again. And like to be fair, Lilo and Stitch making over $1 billion is crazy to me. Like that movie's had no footprint on like culturally on the zeitgeist at all. It's just like apart from like it's thankful to its predecessor, to its merchandising, to the original animated movie.
Stitch has always been big.
It's crazy that alone can make double what Wicked for Good made. And then it was very front loaded. It's like 3 weeks of Lilo and Stitch doing really well, and then goodbye. Nobody talk about it ever again. And that's really impressive that it made over $1 billion. To be fair, and kind of sad.
Kids, man, kids. That's why the kids' films always make it. Because Minecraft, I think, was the biggest film last year, or is it now Zootopia 2? I think Zootopia 2 might have just taken the top spot from last year's box office.
People seem to love Zootopia 2. I need to catch up with that.
Well, probably more deserving than the Minecraft movie.
Man, I went to McDonald's whenever the Minecraft movie came out, and they were doing the Happy Meals where they had the toys coming out with them, and there was a kid on one of the snack bar island tables with his mum, and I saw him open his Happy Meal, and he got the toy in one, and he just went, I cried his eyes out, and then his mum like got the staff and said, "Oh, get him the toy. It's not the one he likes," and everything like that. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was fuming. I was like, I didn't know this movie's fueling this sort of crap. It was the most.
Yeah.
It was the. Yeah.
Has this been a McDonald's thing forever though with the toys?
I feel like maybe like when we were kids, but like, I mean, the toys aren't as good as they used to be.
No, not enough to cry over.
I think Minecraft is like a real like cultural one and done, isn't it? Like for kids. Like, what's the next Minecraft movie? Minecraft 2.
Oh wow, there you go. What is the Minecraft movie of next year? Shall we
Mario
find
Galaxy.
out? Wow, don't take my thunder,
but
Chris.
Not on the level of Minecraft.
Well, should we get into kind of like previewing this year and kind of things we're excited for, or kind of like some of the bigger films that are out and about?
Yeah, it's worth saying that it's what we're excited for. Doesn't mean that you guys are excited for it too. No, we're going to try to like maybe mini encapsulate the front half of this year.
Yeah, so I've written some questions to kind of help frame our discussion, Chris, in a way that we can like kind of go, ooh, that's interesting. So I'll start with the big one first. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
What are you watching first on Doomsday? Are you watching Dune Messiah or Avengers Doomsday first? Now, at the moment, they both have their release dates in December. They are not budging, though there have been rumors that Dune might be pushed earlier, but at the moment they're not. And at the moment, the film world is referring to it as the new Barbenheimer, even though I don't think that fully works because they kind of attract very similar audiences. Doomsday. What are you watching first, Chris?
Look, I am going to go see both, obviously.
Are you going to see both on the same day?
No, I am not. They're both going to be 3 hours long.
Yep.
They're like, Dune Messiah, I am obviously more in the pocket for, and we'll go see that in IMAX and go absorb it the way it's intended to be seen. But that's going to be such a heady movie, especially like even compared to the first 2 Dune movies. If what I know about the second book is anything to go on, then I'm just going to want to sit with that for at least a day. I'm not going to want to go straight into them all cracking jokes while trying to beat up Robert Downey Jr. Like I don't know about that.
It is difficult because part of me would like if they do end up still releasing on the same day. Part of me thinks that would be quite a fun experience seeing both. But they're
both movies where you're going to see spoilers online, like within the
Yeah.
week.
But
Yeah.
that is, you're right. You are taking away from the experience of probably both, to be honest with you. Because if you went Dune Messiah first, you then I feel like Avengers Doomsday is probably going to pale in comparison to the quality of that film, and I think that ruins your Avengers kind of experience, maybe. Uh,
Certainly visually.
so then you do Doomsday first, and then you go into Dune Messiah. But then have you, some of your energy, some of your concentration maybe has gone? Are you a little bit tired after what could be like a 3-hour Avengers movie?
Is Greg
So
Fraser is Greg Fraser coming back for Dune Messiah? Like as a cinematographer.
I have
Anyway,
no
it's gonna
idea.
have Chinese films always look immaculate from a
Mm,
visual effects point of view, including the last two films. So you're gonna get like one of the best looking visual effects movies of all time, and then you're gonna go see and you're gonna go
green
see
screened.
screen volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do seem to be very scared of spoilers at the moment, Marvel, don't they? In terms of like, it feels like the whole film's just been filmed on a green screen. There's not been any kind of out in the world filming. I think it's pretty much all been filmed in the UK. I might be wrong on
Yeah.
that, but
This isn't the
yeah, it's all.
Spider-Man. This isn't like Spider-Man caught in Scotland sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. Keeping with a kind of like somewhat Marvel theme, there are two films that have had trailers this year, Chris, that feel very Guardians of the Galaxy inspired. So,
Hmm.
which Guardians of the Galaxy inspired film are you going to go see? Are you going to go watch He-Man or Supergirl?
Right. I've seen the Supergirl trailer when I was going to see Avatar, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like a Guardians film, but kind of like it's Craig Gillespie directing that one. And like he's a filmmaker who's sort of interesting, so like that kind of gives me a little bit of hope if he has creative freedom that James Gunn has given him. But then we have He-Man. I saw stills for it the other day. I still haven't actually
Mm.
seen the trailer, which is in
It
keeping with
looks
what we said at the beginning of the episode. But yeah,
it looks goofy,
are they
but
trying to go for like a D&D thing here, like that
yeah,
tone?
I got a lot of that kind of feel from it, but it doesn't seem to be as heavy on the comedy as Dungeons and Dragons was. But it definitely feels like that kind of visual style and flair. There's definitely some jokes in there. It looks fun. Like there was part of me that was like, I kind of like the look of this. I don't really know He-Man that well. I jumped
Mm.
onto like one of the Netflix revival series, but mainly because Kevin Smith was attached, and I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I just wanted to see what he did there, and I quite enjoyed that. So I am like somewhat aware of the world now.
And it
Um,
was that silly.
I mean, yes, but like in the way that like it's a '90s cartoon or '80s
Like,
cartoon, I think.
okay, so within that medium, it's fine. But like as a live action, it feels that that Masters of the Universe world feels very. It is it is naturally quite a silly,
Mm,
visually sort of like 90s, 80s sort of aesthetic to it. It feels like a movie that's live action has to lean into that more than not. Like you can't play that too seriously. It would have to have
yeah.
like a Dungeons and Dragons sort of like tongue in cheek humor to kind
Definitely
of
feels like
be
it has a lot of that. The biggest issue is, and you don't really see him, but Jared Leto's playing Skeletor.
Of
So
course he is. Of course he
that's a
is.
negative. But Skeletor looks like Skeletor. He doesn't look like Jared Leto. So there is that.
Does Jared Leto have blackmail on half of Hollywood?
Because like, how was he the lead in Tron Ares? I don't know. He produced it as well. I saw he came up in the credits. I was just like, he has something on them, because he's not a draw. He's not a leading man. But anyway, here he's playing a villain. I don't know. I feel like maybe they should have just gone for like man in Skeletor suit, and because I think Mark Hamill voiced him in the revival series, and I'm like, yeah, just
Makes
get Mark
sense.
Hamill to
Makes
voice
sense.
him in the film, and just have a
Hey,
stuntman play him.
he was the Flying Dutchman in the new SpongeBob movie. Did
Yeah,
a
I
good job
heard.
there.
I heard. Okay, let's move. Oh, I didn't really speak about Supergirl. Actually, I think Supergirl looks fine. I'm like, the trailer isn't doing much for me, but I'll go and I'll watch it. Probably doesn't help that I wasn't like the biggest fan of James Gunn's Superman, so I'm going into this with like, okay, well, we'll see how it goes. No like big excitement, but there you go. All
Yeah.
right, film of the summer, Chris. They're coming out in like the July months, I believe, both of these films. So, what do you think is going to be the film of the summer? The Odyssey or Spider-Man: Brand New Day?
Oof. Well, I mean, like No Way Home was a groundbreaking film in terms of like how much money that made
Mm,
and people going back to see that. Like that's like we're talking Avatar territory in terms of like how bankable that movie was.
yeah,
And that
but
was
it
like
was like tail end of the pandemic, so people were like wanted a big screen experience.
they were thirsty for it.
Nostalgia of bringing back the Spider-Man. Here, you have there's a lot of characters, but they
Yeah.
haven't got like as big appeal. Like I know you've got like the Hulk in there, Punisher, Sadie Sink's playing somebody. You've got a lot of rogue gallery. So like somebody like me who's a Spider-Man fan is like, I'm very interested to see what they do.
Does that like for Spider-Man, because Spider-Man I do think is like the most bankable superhero. It just seems to be that's obviously the way it is. But whenever is a Spider-Man movie more bankable than a Spider-Man plus ensemble movie? And I guess
Mm,
that's what we're going to find out, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, the Odyssey for obviously you're going up a peg in terms of age capping off or age restriction because it's going to be like a 15, isn't it? Gonna or at least I suspect.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like,
I feel like Nolan plays in the area of like a pretty hard
hmm,
12, and I think this. I appreciate he probably doesn't get much feedback from the studio, but I imagine they might be like Odyssey could be a 12.
I guess it could because seeing that trailer in the cinema, it was very intense, but there was a lot of people taking arrows in the
Mm.
chest, but there wasn't much gore. There was like it was just
Yeah,
it was quite clean, and like I guess setting an age in Greece, you don't really actually have to use profanity to kind of get the point through, I
exactly.
suppose.
I don't
So
know
you're
how
maybe
much
right.
Greek sexual content there is in the Odyssey. I've never read Homer's Odyssey. Have you?
I just like know it through like how it's retold through other stories so many times. It ripples through every film every couple of years has like the Odyssey inbuilt into its structure. The
Mm.
sirens, all the temptations, and yeah,
I don't know much about the Odyssey, so but I've heard it's more like poetry than like novel, right?
it's like allegorical, yeah.
Yeah, which
But this is
I'm
being like physically told as a story, yeah.
yeah, which I'm interested to see how Nolan does it. And what did you think of like the IMAX like 6 minute, 8 minute
Oh,
preview they did?
incredible. I thought it was like super intense. I thought the soundtrack was a really big part of that. This constant drum beat in the background, kind of
Hmm.
propelling the whole scene forward. And it was a really novel way of doing the trailer by just like, here's a scene from the movie. And it looked like a supercut. Like, did you not feel like the scene
Yeah,
itself? Obviously, there was a little bit of a mini trailer at the end of it,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
scene itself felt like we were like jumping like seconds in time, like between someone getting hit in an arrow and like opening the door, and like it was in itself like didn't feel like that's the scene.
Like there's an extended sequence somewhere that we might see later on. I thought it was fine. I really liked it, but I wasn't like blown away by it.
I love
I
the
will
Trojan
say.
horse thing of them all like fighting
Yeah.
in it. That was
I
pretty
think the
cool.
realism side of things, where it's kind of like, how would a horse be dragged along a beach, and how
Mm.
would you keep quiet inside as they're like poking swords in? Like that stuff was interesting. Yeah, I'm intrigued. There was nothing about it that screamed IMAX. Not that preview though to me, but I guess
Mm.
there's like creatures and stuff to come that might convince us otherwise. So I think in terms of if you're going for numbers, Spider-Man: Brand New Day will probably make more than the Odyssey. Though I think Oppenheimer made $1 billion. I appreciate it was like wound up as part of this Barbenheimer phenomenon, but I do think Nolan's like a bankable director, as
Oh,
we
one of the
know, and
most,
I
yeah.
think probably even more so now because of that whole thing. So I think it'll make a lot of money. Not that we care about that. Like in terms of what am I more excited to see, I would say you I'm more interested to know what I'm going to get from the Odyssey. Whereas Spider-Man: Brand New Day, as much as I'm a Spider-Man fan, I'm looking forward to it. Like I kind of know what we're getting
And that's you
potentially.
being 100% honest with me, Alex.
That's me being honest. I to be honest, out of all the superhero films, I probably am looking forward because I just like seeing Spider-Man on the
Of
big
course you do,
screen. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, like in terms of what's going to bring me more intrigue and you know appetite as a film fan, then yeah, I'm excited for Nolan's Odyssey. We'll see how it goes.
And I
Should we
guess
move
it's
away?
like,
Sorry.
yeah, no, I'm just gonna say it's like the first time Nolan's kind of ventured into this sort of space before. Of like, I guess like even his Gotham was grounded in a recognizable reality, compared to other versions of it. So for him to go all the way into fantasy, it will be interesting.
It will be interesting. It will be interesting. Let's move away from the big screen, but let's stay with big directors. Okay, 2 big directors attached to 2 big Netflix streaming films this year. So, what are you more excited for? David Fincher's The Adventures of Cliff Booth? I think it's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or Greta Gerwig's Narnia. Can't remember the full title of that one, but she's doing a Narnia film.
Was that project with Greta Gerwig originally designed to be a mini-series? And did that turn into a film? I feel like, why did I feel like when that was first announced, it was like a 3-parter or something like that?
Don't believe so. Not that I'm aware of, but you might be right. I
could be wrong. But I think because for Greta, I love both these filmmakers. I'm intrigued in the Cliff Booth thing, but this feels like it's designed to be a side story. And nothing. No one's ever taken a Tarantino project and made it their own before.
Well, in the early days, True Romance.
True Romance is the one he famously wrote, and it got turned into film.
Early days.
Adapting. I guess it's directorial style going to another director's style.
Yeah. And having a sequel to a Tarantino film, which you could argue Kill Bill Volume 2 was kind of that, but not really. They were shot together, weren't they? So
yeah, it has to be more grounded because Fincher, you can have funny things happen in his movies, but his movies are quite clean and very well orchestrated and very, it deals with quite lofty topics, and which is kind of, it's in the wheelhouse of Tarantino. I guess Mank can kind of be argued to be, but like it's not. It's an intriguing artifact, and we'll see if it's good. But I'm more excited about Greta Gerwig having a stab at one of literary's biggest family fantasies. Makes me I'm nervous about it too.
Because it's like a prequel, isn't it, as well, to the original?
Yeah, it's not The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, is it? No.
It's based on the 7th book in the series that went back in time or something like that.
Yeah. It's right to feel nervous about a project like that, because I guess we've had movies from her, free movies that we've liked in various different ways. So, yeah, we just want her to do great. And, and Noah Baumbach with Netflix is kind of like, touch and go a little bit, so we'll see.
I would say I'm not so much nervous about the Narnia film, but I'm not really that interested either. And I kind of just want Greta Gerwig to get it out of the way, because I think she had signed on to this before Barbie became a big thing.
It just feels like a while, yeah.
So it kind of I just kind of like, no, go on and do something else. I don't want to see you back in the studio system.
Yeah.
Do more interesting things in Narnia. And I'm sure she'll make something very interesting out of Narnia. I have no doubt. But yeah, I kind of feel like, all right, this is a stepping stone to the next Greta Gerwig film for me. Yeah. I might be wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
They're both wait and sees, aren't they, really?
Yeah. And David Fincher with The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Yeah, Tarantino, he can't get himself out of that world of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, can he?
He wanted to write about it afterwards, didn't he?
And wrote the book. I did read the book.
And there was
he's envisioned a whole world around that film.
And he wanted the TV show, the Western show that DiCaprio stars in the movie. He wants to turn that into a mini series of itself as well.
Yeah, he's written episodes of it and stuff like that. Yeah, he's stuck on that, and clearly didn't want this to be his because his next film he has always envisioned to be his 10th and final film.
Why pigeonhole yourself like that?
He really has. Though I'm excited to see if it does do well, then Tarantino might keep on writing, which could be good.
Or it could be like a Hayao Miyazaki thing where he's retiring for 25 years, just keeps making movies. But
there is that. All right, let's move on to sci-fi films. Chris, what's your sci-fi pick of the year? Are you going for Project Hail Mary or Disclosure Day?
It's not really a big choice for me, to be honest. I don't know about you, but Disclosure Day, a Spielberg film, 100%, because it's interesting that he's kind of going back, obviously not to his roots, but like going back to his sort of 80s foundation of like going back to UFOs and going back to like, other life forms, and like how he was such a singular voice of depicting those sort of stories. And just to see how he's matured into that, what else he's got to say about outer space and our relationship with it. And I think he's a filmmaker he hasn't diluted in terms of his strength. It comes and goes sometimes, but I feel like he's as good as ever. And then Project Hail Mary, every time I go to the cinema, I'm subject to seeing the trailer, and I'm like, it's fine, but I'm sick of seeing it already.
I close my eyes when the trailer comes on because I actually I bought the book and I want to read the book first. So I'm there like la 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 la.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that because I heard the book is like a really fun read if you don't know too much about what's going on, and apparently the audiobook's even better. But when it comes to fiction, I prefer to read the book. If I'm listening to an audiobook, it's usually going to be like a memoir for me. But yeah, it is Phil Lord and Christopher Miller.
That's true. And I'm kind of getting the feeling when I watch the trailer that it's being heavily poised and marketed in a way that's supposed to appeal to like the Martian fans, like that sort of
same
film.
author.
That makes sense then. But having Lord and Miller, he dance around the industry all the time because sometimes people just don't know what to do with them, or they have disagreements with studios. Star Wars, for example. Whenever I see their name attached to a project, it usually means good things. So I have I imagine this film will at least be solid, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, Disclosure Day, Spielberg, sci-fi. I gotta go for it.
Yeah, I don't know because obviously Spielberg's always a solid pick. Him returning to sci-fi looks interesting. The trailer looks interesting. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, when I saw it. I guess in a way, I've not really seen a Project Hail Mary trailer the whole way through. But if
There's
you tell me
two trailers
that
play at the minute, and they both have completely different vibes to them.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, if you told me like Phil Lord and Christopher Miller were adapting something written by the author of The Martian, which I loved The Martian when it was adapted into a film. I thought that was fantastic.
I thought
Really
it very entertaining. Yeah.
So like I don't know if I had to put one on tomorrow. Actually, saying that, I want to read the book first. So if I had to put one on tomorrow, it'd be Disclosure Day. If I'd read the book and I had to put one on tomorrow, then it would be Project Hail Mary.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, a lot of these are we'll sees, aren't they? There's not a lot of confidence around the board.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know if you know too much about one of the picks in here, but I thought like there's a couple of Universal monster movies that are getting like a new take on them.
Oh, we got The Mummy.
So you've got Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Yeah.
So you did know about that one, great. And then Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Yes.
What are you watching?
I was a big fan of Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Lost Daughter. So this is obviously a complete genre jump for her now. Although when I watched the trailer, I'm kind of like, what is this in a way? We got I love Jessie Buckley, and we got Christian Bale. He's like the classic look of the Frankenstein monster, and I'm like, is this just like a Joker Harley Quinn thing? And if it is that, it looks a bit annoying. I don't know if you feel the same way about it. It's like I hope it's not that.
I never really thought about it like that. I thought this might be a fine film. Like that's what I get from the trailers. Like
or a
this
Bonnie and Clyde sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and this could be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the slogan of the trailer. Here comes the motherfucking bride, and all that. It's all a bit like
that is a bit much, isn't it?
It's a bit in your face, and it's like it is trying to be like, I don't know, like Suicide Squad-esque in a way, where I'm like, well, maybe the proof's in the pudding. Maybe this is just again a case of marketing, just trying to like push us towards this very obscure project. Yeah,
I didn't see it like that at all. But now that you've mentioned it, I can see it like that. I did see it as like a very stylized thing. It's like set in the 1930s as well, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'm interested. And Lee Cronin's The Mummy, like we've only had like one teaser trailer for it, but it's a Blumhouse film, so it's definitely going to be like one of those more kind of like low budget ish or medium budget kind of horror films. Very horror specific. All right. quickfire
Mm-hmm.
animated film: Super Mario Galaxy or Toy Story 5?
I'm gonna say Toy Story 5. I know like a lot of people said it should have ended, but like I like Toy Story 4 a lot. Like I actually liked it even more than 3.
Oh
Which
no,
yeah, I would go my Toy Stories are 2, 1, 4, 3. Yeah.
nah, ridiculous. It's 2, 3, 1. Oh, and then
4?
4. I forget. I don't care about 4. I liked it. Like it was fine, but like that. Just,
I like 4. I thought 3 three's got a great like the ending obviously will make like Stone cry. Like for the most of the time in the daycare, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is good. You know?
this is like, all right, animated movie.
But like
I don't care about either of these films. I don't want Toy Story 5. Ridiculous that it's going
this
on
time
this long.
it's a leapfrog tablet.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me. I mean, it could be good. It's Pixar, you know,
It is.
they bounce around with quality. Which
But
is a shame to
Mario,
say
no.
that these days. I didn't watch did you watch the animated Mario film? I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, and
I haven't.
I was not a fan. No.
There you go. There you go. So, and it does feel like it's been like, quick, get this into production because the last one made a lot of money.
It's like the Mario movie is so beautiful. Like Illumination did a great job rendering the Mario world and looks beautiful on screen. But they just do the most uninteresting stuff with it. And it doesn't feel like the Mario games that you play. It feels like they just insert every animated Illumination film voice cast and plot line onto these characters. That's what it felt like, you know?
Yeah. All right. Next question is the penultimate question, and you're only allowed to say yes or no and not
Okay.
elaborate on it, okay? Because we have kind of spoken about this before. Will the Mandalorian and Grogu save Star Wars, yes or no?
Hell no.
No, I don't think so either.
No, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we've made our thoughts clear on that prior to this on other episodes. Overall, then, are you excited for this coming year? And is there anything you wanted to talk about that I haven't mentioned today? Which I'm sure there are, because we've mainly mentioned like big blockbuster films, and there's always a bunch of like smaller films that come out, or like films that like we don't even know about right now that come out at the end of the year that are a lot more exciting. But like, are you excited for this year?
I'm going to echo exactly what you just put on the tail end of that. The best movies are always the ones you don't know yet. And they're always the ones that kind of come out of nowhere and don't have the budget to kind of advertise themselves to be so. Ones I'm kind of like, one I'm really excited for, you know, I'm the musical guy in the house here. I'm really excited about the Amanda Seyfried Testament of Anne Lee project coming out in February. It looks like such a bizarrely interesting movie that I'm looking forward to. If I had legs, I'd kick you. Probably most of America has seen this by now, but we certainly haven't.
I feel like Testament of Anne Lee maybe had a release in the States at the end of last year, or maybe not.
Yeah, because it was like eligible
it was being,
for awards, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was being pitched as like a big awards film for a minute, and then they kind of dropped the ball on the campaign, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah, so like there's some movies like that. Any anime nerds out there? Ru Hosoda, who made Belle a couple of years ago, a film that was in my number 2 in my top 10 that year, I think. He's got a new film coming out called Scarlet in March, which looks like another big budget epic anime IMAX release. So if you're looking forward to those sort of things like I do, that's one to look out for, because we don't get too many of those. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, I'm just, there's some things, some residue from 2025 coming into the award season that we'll obviously be catching up with and talking about on future episodes.
Residue is such a horrible word.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the scum of last year, which will probably end up being some really amazing films that we're going to talk about in the next couple of weeks. So I won't spoil that yet. But yeah, Scream 7. I mean, we've watched all the Scream movies in your house now, Alex. Scream 7, are we excited about that, or is it just like
no, not at all? And for me, I'm gonna be that guy, but all the stuff behind the scenes really puts me off. I'm not gonna go watch that in the cinema.
It seems uninspired, doesn't it, compared to what it could have been? Wuthering Heights, yeah, like you said before,
I'm quite excited. I'm worried because I think it has the potential to be pretty bad. But like, I don't know, funny vibe, especially after finishing the book. Did not get any of the vibes that that trailer has given me. This idea of a great romance film. Wuthering Heights is not that. So interested to see where that's going.
Yeah, we do love an adaptation that kind of just like goes for its own thing. I think you know what, I kind of respect that, and like things like when Baz Luhrmann took on The Great Gatsby or movies sort of in that vein, I appreciate like not just turning a book into a movie. I think like there's a reason why movies exist to adapt things and create their own visions of things. And they usually turn out terribly, and usually everybody's happy. All the book readers are happy that their book has been completely butchered.
I think we can. I think we should, when we review Wuthering Heights, I think we should have like a wider discussion about adaptations and when it works, when it doesn't, like in terms of being faithful. Because I think it's a really interesting topic, and I find myself battling sometimes because sometimes a film gets the essence of a book and runs with it, and other times you love a book so much you want something to be faithful to it. It's quite difficult to be that. So we should discuss that.
Cool.
In depth, I would say.
Seems like an interesting episode. And then I guess lastly, this applies to anybody who listened to our BFI series, the Jean-Luc Godard docudrama from Linklater, Nouvelle Vague or Vague.
Not
comes
sure
out. It comes out later this month. So
and in a couple of weeks, I think, here in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Alex will be there, I'm sure, as the Jean-Luc Godard fan amongst the podcast.
Jean-Luc Godard would not be happy about this. That is one thing, though. He would not be happy about this.
See, like, you have to know a decent amount about Jean-Luc Godard to even know that. He would
hate this.
Maybe that's the perfect movie for me then. Cool.
Nah, so I'm of course I'm going to go watch a Linklater film, of course.
Yeah, same. Okay, any other business or any other appetites to whet for the upcoming year?
Well, I think the Film Angle has some good episodes coming up, so I will leave the tease there. We have some good things in the next few months in our calendar, which I'm like, that should be a good episode. So looking forward to doing that with you, Chris.
Same, buddy. Always.
Well, I think that's been a good preview of the year, wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
Congratulations on winning the box office draft. I did remember, actually, we did put a prize on this.
What was the prize?
The prize was you're there like, was it £100,000? No, it was the winner gets or I guess the loser has to buy the winner a Criterion Blu-ray. Oh no, it was a Blu-ray of a film from the greatest films of all time list. So you get to choose one, and I have to buy it for you. So either tell me which one now, or have a think about it. Let me know which one you want to buy. Want me to buy, and I'll just going to look up what the most
expensive one is.
You've already got Histoire du Cinema.
It's a coveted. That's £80 right there. Yeah, I'll find a nice cheap one for you, Alex, and I won't be rushing.
No. Just pick a film that you want. Don't look at the prices. Just be like, I would like to own that, and I will. That was the deal.
We'll go through our rankings, and I'll tell you on an episode. Let's do that.
Never bet against James Cameron and Avatar, eh? Never bet against him.
That's it. But we still might not get a fourth one. But if there's a fourth one, and we do a box office draft again, I'll double down on it again.
There you go. I think we are getting a fourth one. I think has it not been confirmed?
I don't know. He's being very coy about it, isn't he? He's being very like,
but I think it's like not scheduled until like 2028 or 9, and I think 4 and 5 have been greenlit now potentially.
Well, as long as I reckon
they'll be pushed. I reckon there'll be a bigger delay than a few years. I reckon.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just shows that people say that we don't care about these movies, but they're making money.
We do. Nice one.
Right.
Well, that has been the episode for this week. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave us a 5-star rating or review. We do really appreciate it. And if you'd like to keep up to date with us, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Film Angle.
Be sure to catch us next week for more cinematic discussions. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.